here. Anderson, you want to take over Anderson?
Yeah, let's do Anderson. We've been talking about this for a while. This is, I think, definitely our biggest value play when it comes to both average rental price and average homes. And you're going to see that here. Jumping a little bit out of order here, but average rental price, I think we finally saw that go over $1,000.
Yes.
I was so excited to see that. We've been talking about it forever.
Say.
I think we did it, Chris. We did it.
We drove it. We drove it up. All right.
That's up 10.5% over last month. I'd love to see that over 1,000. I'd love to think that that's going to continue to rise. Number of homes on the market, 53. That's a pretty significant increase, 17% over last month. So a little bit more than seasonality there. Days on the market is a little bit stubbornly high, I would say. 52 days on the market, although that is down a month over month. It's a little higher than I'd like to see. Not like outrageous like Westfield, but a little bit higher than I'd like to see. Price per square foot, $113 per square foot. That's a down 37% month over month. That seems kind of weird. And then we all know that this is a apartment-driven community, and this is where you really see the value. So in all honesty, though, there's 200 apartments on the market, which is crazy. That's 4x the single-family home. So you got a lot more competition there. So I don't know if I would be itching to buy or build a apartment complex in Anderson. We don't have the days on the market, but average rent for an apartment in Anderson, $723 or $1.41 per square foot. Townhomes, nobody likes them in Anderson. Don't buy a townhome in Anderson.
They might not have any. I don't know. There's one guy. One guy's got one.
Right. And then the three graphs down there for price or average rental price over time. Bottom left is typically what we focus on, single family homes. For some reason, it had a dip in April. Can't explain that. But then look at that, just skyrocketing May. And then, boy, if you can believe June, obviously it's way too early to call that. But if that stays there, man, if that went over 1,100 for Anderson, my gosh, that would be incredible.
Well, I got to say, last month, I don't know if you remember when we were doing Anderson market, we had to explain away why we're continuing to keep an eye on this market. And that's why the big dip there that we seen in April, we're like, man, what is going on? Do we continue watching Anderson? Is this going to flower into anything? And now this begins to remind me why we kind of keep an eye on this. We'll see if it continues in June. And let us know, guys, is Anderson a market that you are watching right along with us? Or have you completely written it off? Is Anderson not at all on your radar? I'm kind of curious to see from some of the viewers what your point of view is. So let us know. I'm still I'm right in the middle. I'm unsure about it. I'm unsure about I've looked. There's not a tremendous amount of economic development happening in the Anderson area. We've always reported on it because we think it's going to get some play on what's happening in the Noblesville or that type of city, and maybe it'll get some runoff from those areas. I'm not sure.
There's no doubt this is more of a speculative market, like in hopes of the future. This is, in the long term, this is going to develop into something, like you said, flower into something, blossom into something. This is speculative. There's no, they lost a lot of jobs over the past 10 years. There's honestly not a lot of great news coming out of Anderson right now. I think there was something that I saw with some new jobs being added, but it wasn't like earth-shattering or city-changing. This is definitely a speculative market, but it's so affordable that you can kind of afford to be speculative here. You know what I mean? We'll take a look at that in the sales data here in just a second, but it's a very affordable market. And yes, it's just more speculative. It's not, all the other ones that we're doing, a lot of the other ones are tried and true, and they're good markets, they're safe. And Anderson's just a little bit more speculative.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Okay. Enough of that. Let's see what's happening on the sales side.
Yep. Sales side. Okay. Average days on the market, 35. Pretty consistent with what we've been seeing. Price per square foot, 128. That's up both month over month and year over year. Sales price, look at that, 173,989. Geez, I think it's maybe even almost $100,000 less than Indy. Under 200,000 is unbelievable. But check it out. Down ever so slightly year over year, just 0.39%. So who knows? We'll take a look at that. Number of homes sold down month over month and just unchanged year over year. So the average price over time is pretty much over last year, except for this month is just down ever so slightly. So we'll see. What's interesting is for some reason in June of last year, there was a huge dip Unexplainable. I would kind of just pay attention to the trend line on that and not really pay too much attention. So next month, most likely, we're going to see a big increase in terms of year over year average sales price. But that we'll talk about that then. But you know what I mean? Like you're going to see it if our trend line continues, it'll be a huge number year over year. But for some reason in 2024 there was a blip in June down. And then bottom right just shows you where the market is in terms of average sale prices, and this is the exact opposite of probably Westfield, where the vast majority of the homes in Anderson are going to be under 200,000. So this you can just look at this graph and quickly go, okay, this is a value market, a value market, excuse me. And it looks like 80% of the homes are under 200, 90% are under 250. So don't buy a house at 500,000 in Anderson.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't have much to add other than, this is one of the few market areas where the average sales price over time graph does not create an X. So, I mean, we are technically still up. Yeah. I think you know where I'm going with that one. No. So, I mean, it's a cheap, I don't know, cheap's not the right word. It's affordable market. So keep an eye on it. If this is your budget range, there could still be a play there. Stay tuned to the following market reports as we do it June, July, August, and September. All right.